Hollywood, Warner Brothers Studio, summer 1955, 2:30 p.m. James Dean sat in a corner of the Rebel Without a Cause set, his red nylon jacket slung over his shoulder. He was smoking, lost in thought. The filming was tough. He had sunk so deep into the role that he couldn't sleep at night. He felt like Jim Stark, misunderstood, lonely, angry. That day, there was an extra kid on set, 12-year-old Tommy Harlan, a small extra. His father was an electrician on the crew, and his mother had just died of cancer. Tommy had come with his dad because he couldn't be left alone at home. He was quiet. His eyes were red. He spoke to no one. He just stood in the corner watching Jimmy. Jimmy noticed. He hadn't stepped out of character as usual, but he saw the boy's gaze. That look was familiar. It was the same look he had at 9 years old. When his mother Mildred died, when his father Winton abandoned him, he had looked at the world the same way. Why me? Jimmy threw his cigarette to the ground, stood up, walked slowly toward the boy. "Hey, little man," he said softly. "What's your name?" Tommy looked up, his eyes filled with tears. "Tommy," he whispered. "Tommy, you came here?" "Yeah, Dad's working. Mom, she's gone." Jimmy paused. Something broke inside his chest. He remembered his mother's last days, her cold hands. "Jimmy, be strong," she had said. "I lost my mom too," Jimmy said quietly. "I was 9. My dad left too. I know how it feels." Tommy's eyes widened. "Really?" "Yeah, and I know that emptiness never goes away. But there's one thing you can do. You can dream. Your mom is watching. She wants you to make those dreams come true." Tommy looked down. "I want to be an actor, but Dad says get a real job. Acting's a waste." Jimmy smiled, a painful smile. "My dad told me the same thing. I didn't listen, and here I am." A moment of silence. Jimmy glanced around. Director Nicholas Ray was watching from a distance. Jimmy put his hand on the boy's shoulder. "Come," he said. "I'll show you something." He led Tommy to the rehearsal area, behind the cameras. Jimmy grabbed a script page from Rebel Without a Cause. "Now you be Jim Stark," he said. "Yell at me, get angry, tell me about losing your mom." Tommy hesitated. "I can't." "You can. Let that pain inside come out. For your mom, for yourself." Tommy took a deep breath. His eyes filled again, and he started. "You tell me something. Tell me what to do, but say it like a man. Mom's gone, and nobody cares. Why me? Why am I always alone?" His voice trembled, but it was real. The set went quiet. The crew stopped. Nicholas Ray watched with his mouth open. Jimmy listened. Then he clapped slowly, alone, deliberate. "That's it," he said. "That's real acting. You've got it inside you, Tommy. Your mom would be proud if she saw this." Tommy started crying. Jimmy hugged him, wrapped his red jacket around the boy's shoulders. "This jacket is yours today," he said. "It was my mom's last gift. Now wear it for your dream." That day, Tommy stayed on set, but he was no longer just an extra. Jimmy called him over for every scene, gave him a small line. "Thanks, bro," Tommy said on camera. When filming wrapped, Jimmy went to Tommy's father. "Your kid has talent," he said. "Don't let him give up. Don't let him be like me. Don't let him lose his dream." The father was silent. Then he nodded. "Thank you, Mr. Dean. No one ever talked to me like that." Jimmy left, but that kindness didn't stay there. Tommy Harlan grew up. In the 1960s, he studied theater. In the 1970s, he took small roles. In the 1980s, he became known through a TV series. In the 1990s, he landed a leading film role. He received an Oscar nomination. And in every interview, he said the same thing. "I'll never forget the day I met James Dean. I was 12. My mom had just died. He saw my pain. He gave me his jacket. He told me to dream. That jacket still hangs in my home. It taught me that life is short, but dreams last forever." When James Dean died on September 30th, 1955, Tommy was 13. He cried when he heard the news. But he didn't give up, because Jimmy had given him something: a jacket, a dream, and a promise. Your mom is watching. Make her proud. Tommy kept that promise. Years later, on the Oscar stage, he stood with a small piece of that red jacket in his pocket. "This award," he said, "is dedicated to the man who believed in me when I was 12, James Dean. He saw my mother's pain. He told me to keep going. Thank you, Jimmy. I'm here because of you." James Dean didn't leave behind just 3 films: a red jacket, a child's dream, and a chain. Kindness lasts forever. Jimmy received a posthumous Oscar nomination. He didn't win, but it didn't matter, because he gained something bigger than an award: immortality. But the real legend was who James Dean was. He wasn't just an actor. He was a feeling, a moment, a scream. He brought to the screen what every young person feels: misunderstanding, loneliness, the search for belonging, silent cries, inner storms. And for his rebellious spirit, there was a saying: live fast, die young, leave a good-looking corpse. He lived it. Every mile at full speed, every roll with every drop of his soul, every moment as if it could be the last. He froze at 24, in the wreckage of Route 466, under the California sun that never forgave. But that freeze didn't end him, it preserved him. A snapshot of youth, rebellion, and raw truth that time could never age. Millions felt it. Young boys in small towns across America pinned his posters on their walls, wore red jackets they couldn't afford, drove too fast on back roads just to feel alive. Girls cried over his films in dark theaters, seeing their own unspoken pain reflected in his eyes. Generations later, actors studied his method, directors quoted his intensity, musicians wrote songs about his fire. He became more than a man. He became the mirror for every soul that ever felt out of place. And somewhere in that endless echo, Tommy Harlan's story lived on too. The boy who once stood silent in a corner now stood on stages lit by spotlights he once dreamed of. He carried Jimmy's jacket piece in his pocket like a talisman. When doubt crept in, during rejections, long nights of waiting, moments when the industry felt too cruel, he touched that fabric and remembered: your mom is watching. Make her proud. Tommy never forgot the promise. He mentored young actors who reminded him of his younger self. He visited schools, told them the story of the day a legend stopped for a broken kid. He gave away pieces of his own success, scholarships, encouragement, quiet acts of kindness, because he knew one person's belief can ripple through decades. James Dean never knew how far his small kindness traveled. He never saw Tommy grow up, never heard the applause that came because of a moment on a film set. But in the quiet way legacies work, his act of seeing pain and choosing to stay, choosing to give, choosing to believe, lived on. He didn't need an Oscar. He needed only that one boy to remember. And that boy did. And the world did. Because life is short, but one act of kindness is eternal. And if this story touched you, subscribe to Untold Legends Hub. We tell the hidden kindness stories of legends every day. Comment below: who believed in you when no one else did? And remember, James Dean could have walked away, but he didn't. That choice changed a life. What will yours be?